All right, check 1 2, check 1 2. Let's see. Audio's good. Audio's good. Desktop audio is not working for whatever reason. Let's fix that. Why was that off? I think I need to fix that button later. But anyway, hey everyone. Welcome GNG. Welcome, welcome. Welcome also everyone else to tonight. Oh, I need to fix myself. I'm way too small for this. There we go. There we go. We use the same scene for Bakery Girl, so I'm like, I have like 2 different sizes I have to like flip through. But hey everyone, welcome to another night of Mahjong and chat. Yeah, I think this is like the last Mahjong and chat before I go on a trip. Did anyone see that announcement that I put up today? I'm gonna be going on a trip. Is it next week? That's not next week. The weekend on the 29th, whatever that weekend is. I was about to say the weekend after next, but does that make sense? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I'm gonna be gone for about a couple of weeks, and then I'll be back. So if you're looking for Mahjong 2 weeks later, I will not be here to provide it. I am sorry about that. As I'll be out. I'll be out and about doing things. So if you want to keep keep up with what I'm doing, I'm gonna try to post some pictures and stuff on Twitter and Instagram. I hardly touch my Instagram, I'll be perfectly honest, and there's a lot of pictures I have to still upload over there, but I'm like way too lazy to deal with that thing. So I don't know if it's actually gonna be posted there, but I do try to post there when I remember. So either one if you want to keep track of what I'm doing, or you can wait until I get back. Yeah, I think the trip will go well. The second half of the trip is I'll go ahead and spoil it because I think I talked about it before. I will be going to Japan for just a little bit. Not as long as I would like to, but like I think about a week and spending some time over there, but not enough to really go to too many new places that I would like to do. So that's gonna have to wait for a different time. The first part of the trip, which I'm gonna have to keep secret for now, is a place I have never been to before. I don't think I have any idea what to expect with regards to going about over there, and I have been trying to learn some phrases before going over there, and I don't know if I can pull it off. So I'm hoping English is fine. I'm gonna be like your typical tourist when I'm over there, and I'm like, it feels bad on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like it's a big city, so I think they're gonna be used to it, but still it's gonna be very different. Maybe Imagine Things, but do you have in-game and some other background playing? Oh, thank you. Yes, there were 2 things playing at the same time. Now it should be just the game music. Thank you, Zero Sanity, for that one. But yeah, my co-host that was here last time on the Mahjong seems to not be around. So I'm not sure where she went off to. I know she's been busy this past week. So if she shows up, she shows up. If she doesn't, it's fine. Just remember the teachings from your journey to be a nihongo master. That works in Japan. That works in Japan. That won't work in the place where it's not Japan, which the first part of the trip will be. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the room and see how many people we have that wants to join. I do see that there is a new mode here, Soul Punch mode. So if you're not aware, There is a Blue Archive event going on in Mahjong Seoul right now. And I tried this Soul Punch mode. It's actually pretty interesting. So let's go do an East only for that one, because it's also East only when you do it in, I guess, sort of practice mode. But there's that. Oh, wrong one. Not rules, link, copy link. So if anyone wants to join in, either type in the room number or you have the link here. And I will just be, chatting for a little bit. But yeah, as far as what teaching from Journey to be a Nihongo master should I necessarily be keeping in mind? I mean, it's gonna be tough in a place where I'm not used to the language. Don't worry, if you're just here to listen in, that's fine too. But for anyone who wants to play, feel free to join in. I seem to have not started this on Twitch today, so that's then again, there wasn't really any people that came from Twitch last time, so I guess it's okay to just do YouTube only today. But yeah, we're gonna be doing the Soul Punch mode for this one, just because I think it's gonna be a little bit interesting. The rules are a little bit different from, well, the rules are mostly the same as regular Mahjong until yuruHYPE. Apparently, when yuruHYPE, you have like 6 chances to self-draw as soon as you reach it. It'll still count it as an ipatsu. And if you get it within that time, then yay, you get the ipatsu and you also get a bunch of other stuff. Also, Richi, I think, is counted as 2 yaku instead of 1, so that's also a little bit different. Other than that, if you don't get your tile in 6 draws, or someone calls one of the tiles you draw, you go into this state called weak mode. And in weak mode, if someone runs or wins off you, I'm not sure if it counts for sumo, then they get another 2 yaku, 2 han off of you, and that is painful. It is painful. Thankfully, there's no rank for that, but speaking of ranked, I have been doing a little bit better recently, so there's that too. To be honest, I can't think of a single lesson. This heart icon is in the way. Worth remembering just because. Well, I mean, like I said, it only works in Japan, and I know more Japanese than the other language, so I'll just have to wing it, or at least, use Google Translate. It will work. It is awkward, but it'll work if I absolutely need it. So there is that. We need at least one more person in the room if we're gonna start. Sorry, Zero Sanity, if we're waiting here for a little bit. But yes, where is she? She is not here tonight. Yeah, she's been busy apparently. She's been busy this entire week. Oh well. Anyway, I guess I'll just keep talking for a little bit while we fill the room up. So, crap, lost my train of thought. It's been a while since I felt like have an hour or so, pretty late here. Okay, all right. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been. I wouldn't say like a tourist per se. I mean, whenever I go to Japan. Oh, hey Delphi, welcome. If we have, I'll wait a few more minutes for a 4th person. If we don't have a 4th person, then I will go ahead and add an AI in. I hope no one minds that. But it's been a while since I've gone to a new place and felt absolutely lost, or at least will feel absolutely lost, because I mostly go to Japan. I'll be perfectly honest. Anytime I go out of the country for a trip, it's usually Japan. I haven't been to the Philippines in forever, and in the Philippines, usually I am scared to do any sort of public transportation or driving, because it is crazy there, let me tell you. Usually Philippines, like family trips and whatnot, and they usually arrange everything. In Japan, I can go solo, at least do some planning ahead of time, go solo and be perfectly fine. And I think the last time I went somewhere new was Vancouver in Canada, right? That's in Canada. And Vancouver's fine. Just take an Uber and you'll be perfectly fine. And they speak English, so I don't have to worry about that. I just have to figure out where I want to go. Is it travel or potholes? I mean, driving or potholes? So as far as the Philippines is concerned, it's not so much potholes, though. I guess in the countryside, potholes will be an issue. But the main thing is people have no driving discipline. I'll explain that in a bit. Let me add the AI, and then we'll get started and I'll keep talking. So as far as driving discipline goes, you probably have seen pictures online of how bad the traffic can be in other countries. Southeast Asia is pretty terrible. You probably have also seen pictures in India where cars and motorcycles are basically bumper to bumper. And it is absolutely crazy. I don't know how anyone drives there. Defensive driving is not a thing. It is offensive driving. You find a hole, or at least a glimmer of a hole, and you go straight in. That's how most of Asia works. The Philippines, I assume Indonesia is the same, because sea people be mostly similar in behavior, whether or not you like to believe that. I feel like if that's not a thing in Singapore. I feel like Singapore has at least public transport or rules that prevent them from doing crazy stuff like that. I mean, Singapore, I don't know if you've heard, is very infamous for their anti-littering rules, and you will be fined if they find you littering. And they are pretty hawkish about that, from what I understand. So yeah, FYI. I've never been to Singapore. I did have a chance to go to Singapore at one point, but at the time I wasn't really interested, so I didn't do that. Instead, I went to Japan for a week from the Philippines, and that was actually not a bad trip. It was short, but not bad. Oh yeah, that's right. I really didn't mention this, but I got, as you can see, I have Aru here for a new character. I don't have a lot of characters I can use for Mahjong Soul, but I got Aru, and I like her emotes a lot. I mean, most of her emotes are pretty. I'm kind of covering it. Hold up. Most of her emotes are pretty comedic, and I absolutely love that because of that. I absolutely love her because of that. Hey Mars, welcome. Friend tried Mahjong and Yakuza, and they're in complete shambles. I think Mahjong and Yakuza is closer to tenho.net in that it doesn't help you figure out what you're looking for as far as hands are concerned. Here in Mahjong Soul, there's a lot of cues. So a lot easier to play. If I were to go back to physical tiles, then it would be back to hard mode and actually more active thinking. So there is also that. Yeah, basically. But yeah, hey Emerald, welcome. The real consequences of gambling. Tips for playing Mahjong and Yakuza: don't. Honestly, true. I tried Mahjong and Yakuza, and it's like, I don't know how the AI works because you're only playing AI in Yakuza. So it's a little bit less fun, personally, playing against 3 AI versus playing other people like you do in Mahjong Soul or whatever your favorite Mahjong table online is. So yes, but yeah, I somehow got Aru in 5 rolls, and I only used like free tickets, and that doesn't usually happen. The first time I tried to get a character, it took me 80 rolls to to do that, and that is like, my wallet was in absolute shambles at that time. What? Not fun. Absolutely not fun. Do not recommend. But I got this in 5 free rolls. I think my my cost in this game has evened out a little bit. So yes, but Aru is nice. I like Aru. The emotes are great. I'm not sure how I'm going to get the rest of the Bond emotes because I don't have the, what do you call this, some items to do the bonding. Holy crap! That is absolutely crazy. What the heck? I mean, I know we're in this mode, but still. Tips for playing Mahjong. Oh wait, I read that already. Gacha has extended its reach into Mahjong, huh? Well, it's only for skins. It's only for skins. And the thing with Mahjong Soul is it's not like other gacha games. It's a Mahjong table first and a gacha second. The only reason why it even has gacha is because they need to make money somehow. And the way to make money is to have you gacha for characters. And the characters are all cosmetic. So is it really such a bad thing? You can argue yes. But they need to make money, and I respect that, and I don't know how tenho.net is making money, probably through advertisement, because how is that thing still alive after over 10 years? I do not understand. But they probably have advertisements and sponsorships from different organizations that do mahjong and stuff. Meanwhile, the gacha gamers have to, you know, roll for skins, and you know, skins are fun, so that's okay. Hey Ruby, I'm gonna watch you while I grind on Wild Arms 1. I'm gonna reach level 40 on a level 12 area. Wow. Is Wild Arms 1 that bad? I mean, I've seen Wild Arms gameplay before, and it was a time. It was a time, not gonna lie. So it's not like the most compelling gameplay. But it was fun at the time, I suppose. I never played it myself. I hear Wild Arms 2 is better, I think. Which reminds me, I have a couple of games old games, by the way. I have a couple of PS2 games I've been meaning to stream, but you know, this past month and a half or so, this past month and a half or so has been completely dominated by Bakery Girl. And as much as I love the game, as I feel like I need to move on, I still like the game, okay? Don't get me wrong with that. I like how good it actually is. But I need to move on. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it next week. I think next week I have at most roughly 12 hours of game I can do with that, but I don't know if I'll be able to finish the game in 12 hours. That kind of sounds crazy, but I feel like I'm also kind of sort of near the end of whatever arc I am at right now. So we'll see. If I don't finish it next week, then it's gonna have to wait until I get back, and you know, it is what it is. Now, I'm not driving myself crazy. It's just, you know, when you're playing a really long game, and when I say a really long game, something on the order of 100 plus hours, which I think Bakery Girl is. Last time I checked, I was at 65-ish hours as of last playthrough. So it's pretty long. It might not feel that long, but if you look at the thumbnails, we are on, is it 9 or 10? I think it's 9. I made the thumbnail for 10, so I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused about that. But I think we were on session 9, and each session, depending on the day, takes anywhere from 4 to 8 hours. 8 hours if it's on a Monday, about 4-ish hours if it's on a Wednesday. So let's say every two streams is about 12 hours, which sounds like a lot, and it's probably a lot. And also, I'm probably crazy to be playing a 100+ hour game on stream, and all the content is not optional. If you play like 100 hours of Final Fantasy, maybe 40 hours of that is like story, main game, and the rest of the 60 hours is side quests and stuff, which may or may not be that helpful. But it does pad the hours in those settings. Stop rigging the game? I haven't done anything with rigging the game. I'm just playing it safe for the most part. Speaking of, what the heck is this hand doing right now? I haven't been paying attention. Excuse me, my throat is... yeah. But yeah, what do you call this? What the heck is... oh, do I even call that? Nope, I'm not calling it. But let's see. I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought and now I'm trying to think. I used to be able to like have 5 different conversations at once in real life, and I can barely hold one conversation by myself these days, which means I have fallen a lot. I am old. I forgot things, which is bad. It shows my age, and I don't like it. I don't like it. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish Bakery Girl next week. The only reason why I've been grinding it is because it is a long game, and I don't have so many hours in the week to do things. And I've been trying to come up with more video ideas. Well, I don't come up with video ideas. It's just inspiration hits on what I want to cover. And I have 2 things I want to do. So one script is finished. I just need to record it. I haven't been able to record that script this past week just because my voice is in shambles from eating the wrong stuff before recording, and also just tired overall. It hasn't been really a stressful week per se, but I got hit by a bombshell at work earlier this week, and it has affected my mood for the majority of the week. So it's like mental bombshell. I only slightly recovered, I want to say last night, but it kind of was in shambles this morning too. So there was that. Will I be able to record after the stream? Who knows? We will see. We'll see how is my voice is up for it. Oh wow, you barely edged me. Congratulations, Zero Sandy. Welcome. Congratulations. And Delphi is dead. Well, that is a thing. that is a thing. Let me get rid of the AI. If anyone else wants to join in, feel free to. Here's the link again. You also have the room number. I don't think we have that many people today to join the rooms. So if you want to play again, feel free to, until we have people who wants to, who like want to swap out and whatnot. But I don't think it's gonna be an issue today. But yeah, I kind of like this new mode. How do you guys feel about the Soul Punch mode? The Soul Punch mode is interesting. The weak mechanic makes it a little bit spicy. If you're on the receiving end of a Ron or a Sumo, but I'm okay with it. I guess they kind of tried to do a, what is it? They kind of tried to do a RPG style gameplay with that. Like, if you haven't played Blue Archive before, there's really not a whole lot to say about the gameplay. It's basically an auto battle thing, with you telling your characters to when to ult and stuff, unless you set that to auto. And just like any RPG, there's like weaknesses and resistances and whatnot. So I guess they kind of did that here. I was a little bit confused about the gauge at first until I read the rules, and it's like, oh, okay, so it's kind of like that. And I do like it that they what do you call this? That they are able to make different rules out of the usual. Is Blue Archive the school war game? I don't know if I call it the school war game, but there's a lot of guns. There's a lot of guns, and the guns don't hurt the girls because halos. That's all I can explain. Haven't played this mode until now, so we'll see. I played in the event because this event is relevant to me. I've been playing more Blue Archive recently. Why did I play more Blue Archive recently? Because for the longest time I haven't touched the game, even though I started when the game started in, is it global, EN? I don't even know what server I'm on, to be honest. I'm probably in EN because I think I tried to add someone on global and I couldn't add them because we weren't on the same server, which kind of sucks. And if I have to change servers because EN goes bye-bye, then that would also suck. But it's been around for a while, and I think it's run by Nexon, and I think Nexon's... I don't know what Nexon's reputation is in closing overseas servers, but so far so good. If I have to go to global, I think it'll be fine too, but it would suck to lose everything I've had, which isn't a whole lot, but it's still time. It's still time. But I think I've been playing a little bit more Blue Archive because there was a track and field event a few weeks ago, I think. Yeah, a few weeks ago. And I rolled for characters in that one, and my gems were in utter shambles, so I've been playing a little bit more recently to build those gems back up. I had a lot of gems before I went on hiatus, and then I came back recently to do that. And now I have to save gems again for Iroha, or maybe the problem solver event. I'm not sure if I want to do the probably this problem solver event I'm going to be saving for. We'll see. The story itself, though, I haven't read the story before, but I've been reading the story a little bit more recently because the anime is running. If you haven't seen the Blue Archive anime, it is showing on Sundays. So it's probably not a bad idea to watch that. It might seem a little bit fast-paced or a little bit random compared to what you might expect, but honestly, what they've been showing is everything they've been showing is canon to the game as far as actual story is concerned. Rigged, it is not rigged. It is not rigged. I cannot see your hand. You can see mine, but I cannot see yours. But yeah, I think so. Just quick overview as far as that story is concerned. There are, I think, 3 or 4 main chapters plus one season 1 ender chapter. So I guess I wouldn't say chapters, volumes. I'm sorry, volumes. There are, I think, 4 volumes plus volume F, which is the end of season 1 for Blue Archive, which is pretty darn epic. Because I was there. I didn't read any of the story because it flew over my head at the time. But I went back recently, read more on the Blue Archive story in the game, and honestly, I finished what would probably be the season 1 for the anime, and it's surprisingly good. It's not mind-blowingly good, and people would say volume 1 is like one of the weaker ones because it's early, and it's like early in the development, and people would say volume 3 or 4, I think it's 3, when things actually pick up. Volume 2, which I started a few days ago, was okay. It starts off weird, and I don't know honestly where it is going. So we'll see how that works out. Nah, I'm not accusing anyone of stream sniping, but yeah, in general, if you're playing Mahjong against like a streamer or something, honor system is how we do it. So, and for anyone keeping with that, I appreciate it. But no, I'm not accusing anyone about that. Or at least trying not to. Streamers are always a disadvantage. You know how a streamer could be at an advantage? I think there's a streamer mode, but I don't know if that delays the playback. I don't think it does. If I was actually doing like serious competition, I think I would need to, what do you call this? Add like a 1 minute delay or something like that. Yeah, I think I would have to like add a 1 minute delay to like prevent any cheating and stuff like that, because I think that's an actual thing when tournaments happen. Let me see. Sorry, I need to catch up on chat a little bit before I ramble more about Blue Archive, because it has been an obsession recently. What do you think about the massive influx of tourists in Japan causing a ruckus? So crazy it might make Japan consider its doors again? Oh, I've heard a few things about that. I think the last time I heard stuff was about well, there's quite a few actually. I think in Kyoto they kind of sort of closed off an area of Gion, which is where the geishas are, and it's really only, from what I hear, it's really only like a small portion of it, so I don't know how they're going to enforce it. But people over there being a nuisance to the locals, and it's not the nuisance streamers that have been infamous in the past few months, but you know, just regular people who think just because they're in a different country, in Japan in particular, they think they can do anything because it's so different. But please don't. I hope it's not going to be an issue in the future. The one that's a little bit more interesting, I'm not sure how they're going to do it, is Osaka. Osaka is supposedly going to be adding a tourist fee for visiting the city. Now that sounds weird, even to me, and you're probably asking, how the heck are they gonna do this? How are they gonna be able to implement it? And apparently there are some cities in Europe that have done it before and continue to do it, and I don't know how. Not curious enough to look into it, but it is a thing apparently, and yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. Maybe it's like when they go to a hotel or something, they'll probably add that fee there, because I don't know how else they would do it. But how do you do it without actually targeting your local residents and just the tourists? Well, they can plausibly do that because in Japan they do ask you for your passport when you register for your hotel. Not register, when you check in to your hotel. So it is possible then. Usually some sort of tax included the hotel. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking how they're gonna do it, but I don't know if that's the current plan. But it wouldn't be out of the question to do so. Let's see. But as far as some other bad behaviors, I have seen, I think someone here in chat actually commented on it, not here, but in Twitter, about people messing around with the sakura blossoms, like actually physically jostling the branches. Don't do that, please. You can do that in your home country, but you're in a different place. You're a visitor. It's not a good look to other visitors. And I wish I could pin this on one particular country, or I wish I could pin this on one particular nation that people are coming from, but it seems to be a weird mix of everyone. I know a lot of people complain about Chinese tourists, and I personally also complain about Chinese tourists. I have run into said rude Chinese tourists in Japan, especially in my last trip. But the recent examples have been very egregious and not done by Chinese tourists. So I wouldn't say it's everyone, but it's people who can't seem to get the clue that they're not supposed to be doing that just because they're in Japan. I don't know why. I don't know why. The cherry blossom tree is particularly egregious because cherry blossom season is a special time for everyone. Not just the Japanese, but for everyone who visits Japan also. So it's like, why you're ruining it for the people that are there. Don't do that. There's another thing also. This one, I think I saw a glimpse on Twitter where I'm not sure where they're from. They're definitely Caucasians. They could be anywhere from Europe. They could be in the US. They could be anywhere. But there were some people on the subway system. It might be on Tokyo. I feel like it might be in Tokyo. Because where else? No. I mean, there's trains everywhere, but I feel like it might have been Tokyo. Anyway, there were like a group of people who were basically playing monkey bars on the train straps, and you're not supposed to do that. The train straps are there to help people like stabilize themselves on the train. I get it. The train was stopped and it seemed like nothing was happening, but you're also being a nuisance to everyone around you. And outright, that behavior in the train itself is not acceptable. Like, do that in New York. They're crazy people in New York. But don't do that in Japan. The people in Japan just want everything to, like, you know, be peaceful, and they just don't want any of this horseplay to happen in the trains. I mean, one time I was on a train in Tokyo, and there was a group of Japanese high schoolers. I think they're high schoolers. They look like high schoolers that were just basically horsing around in the train. I don't think the train was particularly full, but it was like halfway full. And they were kind of horsing around, being teenagers and all that. And they horsed around a little bit too much and bumped into an old guy. And the old guy yelled at them. Okay? Now, if you are obviously foreign looking, it's a little bit harder for them to yell at you. But still, don't take advantage of that. Be respectful of the place you're in. It just upsets me that it is actually happening, and I wouldn't say it's widespread. I mean, I don't know. Widespread is not the word I would be using, but it's definitely like a mixture of things, and it kind of makes me ashamed of it, to be honest. And I know I don't have any responsibility towards those people, but it does affect all travelers. And with Japan in particular, they basically use a very blunt approach when it comes to regulations and stuff like that. You may not agree with it, but every little thing that happens is usually dealt with a big blunt hammer, and it's not a good thing for everyone to deal with, both locals and tourists alike. It just makes it more of a pain, and I don't understand why people just can't get that through their head. It might be their once-in-a-lifetime trip, but don't make that once-in-a-lifetime trip be a nuisance to everyone else who is there. It pisses me off. It's the one thing that pisses me off the most. Maybe it's because of my particular thing where I'm like, I like visiting Japan, I like exploring Japan, and I would like it if people who also visit Japan don't make it harder for future people to don't make it harder for future people to travel there because of what some idiot did like 3 months ago or even 2 weeks ago. No. Oh well, I really did the Aru this time. Aru is kind of like either everything goes really well or goes really, really bad. GG for this round. GG for this round. Should we change, if we have the same group, should we change modes or should we keep this? My Mahjong power level has gotten better recently. It has improved. I will admit though, I was not paying attention to the discard pile during this entire time. I'm okay with changing modes if you guys want to change mode. If you want to play this mode again, we can do another one. I do like it though. I do like it, especially whenever we do Reach. It's basically regular by Richie. We'll keep with this one. I'll wait a little bit for new people to come in. Let me go ahead and put the link up. But give me a couple of minutes and then we'll start again. But yeah, I don't know. Whenever I hear like bad tourist behaviors in Japan, it's usually, I always assume Chinese tourists first because they're infamous about it. And even though the tourism from from China has dropped apparently a lot recently, I don't know if it's because of Fukushima or whatnot, but it might be because of that. I usually assume it's Chinese tourists, and for the longest time it was Chinese tourists. However, even though it's not the majority of tourists, even though the majority of tourists now are, I'm jumping my words up. Even though the majority of tourists are not from, let's say, Europe or the US or any place like that, the people that do come from there, I think for the most part are doing okay. Most tourists in general are doing okay. And at least being, mindful that they're in a different place. But it's the few, right? It's the few that gets everyone else, and that sucks. Absolutely sucks. I haven't heard anything about Japan itself like banning tourism because of bad behavior. But if it happens, I guess I'll just have to go somewhere else for a while. I don't know, but I haven't heard anything in particular about that. I do know it's mainly happening in the big cities, like Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. The main places that people keep going to because those are the big cities. That's where most people on their first time to Japan will go to. Just plain simply. If you're a new visitor to Japan, where would you personally go? I'm asking chat right now. Where would you want to go if you had like 1 or 2 weeks? Let's say 2 weeks, because that's the minimum amount of time I would recommend to visit. Where would you want to go for 2 weeks? You can go to multiple cities. You can stay in one city. Where would you want to go? Me personally, because I've been there multiple times already. Tokyo and Kyoto are like, I've already done most of the stuff I wanted to do there. Tokyo is like the hub you go into and the hub you go out. So for me, I'd like to stay as little time in Tokyo as possible. I think the first time I went to Japan, I didn't really stay in Tokyo for more than a few days anyway either. Maybe like a week at most, just because usually before I built my trip around the Japan Rail Pass. The Japan Rail Pass has like 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, and it was cheaper before. Not so much worth it anymore. So everything with the Shinkansen, which is the only reason why you would buy the rail pass, is to make that train ticket cheaper. But since it's not that cheap anymore, everyone has to pay stuff out of pocket, and because trains can get expensive, they probably still would stay closer. Anyway, Tokyo and Kyoto would be solid picks. Tokyo, like I said, is the hub you go in and out of most of the time. I think you can go through Osaka also, but most people go through Tokyo. And a lot of the stuff you'll probably be interested in is gonna be in those two places anyway. Kyoto has a lot of culture and history. Tokyo has all the anime and neat neighborhoods and food that you probably would expect. Osaka, I think most people go to Osaka mainly for the food. But also Osaka is close to some historical sites anyway, so there is also that. What else? Those are three main places most people go to: Osaka, Tokyo, Kyoto. And even with Kyoto, there's other areas near there: Arashiyama, the Fushimi Inari Shrine, which I absolutely love. The Fushimi Inari Shrine, I don't know how busy it is these days. However, it's probably still busy in the bottom part where most people are. The further you go up, the less people are, because you have to hike up a little bit. And if you do the full hike on Fushimi Inari, I think it's like, I want to say about 3 or 4 hours round trip. But it's not a strenuous hike, but it is a hike that most people aren't ready for because they don't expect it to be so high. It's still a good place to visit. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what the situation is these days. I've heard though mostly that Kyoto is busy, like packed with tourists, and it's fine, I guess, if you still go there, but just be ready to not go to the places that everyone else goes to. Kiyomizu-dera, I've been to once. It was alright. I didn't think too much of it. I don't think it was particularly crowded the time I went. I don't know what day it was. I prefer Nijujo Castle, also in Kyoto. I don't think a lot of people go there just because they don't know about it, ? But it's a nice place. I did also go to, what is that one marketplace called over there? Nishiki Market, I think is what it's called. Anyway, there's one famous market alleyway in Kyoto that people go through. It has a lot of shops, but because of so many people going through there, it gets crowded and it's kind of crazy. So I didn't like that when I went. So would not recommend going there on a weekend, maybe a weekday. And if you do a weekday, do early on the weekday. But other than that, yeah, I'm not sure if I can recommend that in full faith, especially now when Kyoto is supposedly stuffed full. Other places in Kyoto I particularly like was the Imperial Park. I'm pretty sure tourists don't typically go to the Imperial Park, but it is a nice place to just relax, roam around, and walk. Nara has always been popular. I don't know how busy it is typically, but deer are nice, I guess. There's also the giant Buddha statue, which I haven't seen, even though I technically was at the pond near the giant Buddha statue over there. Just wasn't too interested, to be honest. I'm not too huge about Buddha statues, but there's quite a few. There's quite a few in Japan. But yeah, I mean, Kyoto's okay. Arashiyama, I feel, is a little bit overhyped. I remember the first time I went there when it was a lot quieter, and it was okay. Second time I went there, I was a lot more busy, and I didn't quite like that so much. Noboribetsu, I only go there and will remain only going there. Noboribetsu is a onsen town, if I am not mistaken. And did I go there? I feel like I went to Nobori. No, I have not been to Noboribetsu. I think I would have gone to Noboribetsu this trip, but I was convinced otherwise to go somewhere else instead. So if I go to Noboribetsu, it's gonna have to be another time, sadly. But it's fine. I mean, Hokkaido is probably not a place a lot of tourists go to. But if you're there in summer in Japan, I would recommend one or two places. Okinawa, because you love the beaches, though it might be crowded. I haven't been to Okinawa myself, but if you like beaches, go to Okinawa if you're in Japan. There's also other beaches around Japan that you can go to that aren't quite as packed. I hear there's a few good ones in Kyushu. But like I said, I have no experience with that because I'm not so much a beach person, but it's a thing. Or Hokkaido. Hokkaido and even Tohoku, by the way, are pretty cool, even in summer. Let's say, okay, I'm going to be using Fahrenheit. Please convert to Celsius if you use Celsius, because I do not know the Celsius. But in summer, I think Tokyo hovers around 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is I think close to 40 Celsius or something crazy like that. And on top of that is super humid. So do not recommend staying in Tokyo. I mean, Tokyo in general is very humid. Even when the weather is supposed to be cool everywhere else in the country. It's the concrete. I always blame the concrete. And I will always blame the concrete for bouncing and trapping all the heat. So there's that. But if you go to Tohoku, like I went to Japan one summer. It was August, and I went to Tohoku when Tokyo would be like about maybe 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 80 to 90, super hot, super humid. I went to Tohoku around Hakodate. I think it was around, not Hakodate, Hakodate in Sapporo. Hachinohe. Hachinohe, and then going to Mutsu, which is a place no one knows about, to be honest. Mutsu is like the end of the line in one of Tohoku's railways, and basically the middle of nowhere. But it was the best middle of nowhere I've ever been in, because it forced me to explore places that I would have never explored otherwise. I was there for the what was it called? The Nebuta Festival in Aomori. I was supposed to go to Aomori, but it was also like I think 3 or 4 hours away even from Mutsu. And the only reason why I couldn't get a hotel in Aomori itself is because it's such a popular tourist destination for local tourists in Japan that all the accommodations within 100 kilometers basically were all booked. And I get it. Japan has a very strong local tourism for all the festivals and all the food and all the seasonal events, and they book things like a year in advance. It's crazy. I would do the same thing too, to be honest. Pro tip, if you go to Japan, either plan 1 year to 6 months in advance, because if you do less than 6 months, you are risking not being able to get a room, or not finding a room that's within your price range, especially Golden Week. Do not go during Golden Week unless you have a specific reason to do so. It is a heavy travel season in Japan, and you will be fighting with everyone else too. With those accommodations and bookings and whatnot. So FYI. But yeah, Tohoku was cool. A crisp, cool 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And very much drier. In August, by the way. So yeah, pretty good. Okay, thanks for dropping by, GNG. I know I'm not really keeping up with chat. I think I've missed a few things too. But yeah, it's yeah, we'll recommend Tohoku or even Hokkaido in the summer. Just because it's a lot cooler and drier than Tokyo. Actually, even Kyushu I would probably recommend in summer, because Tokyo itself is crazy hot. Actually, anywhere outside of Tokyo is probably good. Anytime, just because of the heat. And it's a lot less crowded. I don't know if you know this, but Tokyo is like one of the biggest cities in the world. Meanwhile, Kyoto, I think the population in Kyoto is roughly about 1 million. And while that does sound like a lot, and it is, it's still not that big compared to the amount of tourists that go through there basically every single day. And being one of the 3 main hotspots for tourism, it gets even crazier. Outside of Tokyo, my top recommendations that I have been to are Hiroshima. Hiroshima's really nice. It's a nice chill town, at least last time I've been there. Almost 7 years ago, I want to say. Hey, the cats, welcome. Late again? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We still have a 1 hour in this session anyway. But yeah, I mean, Hiroshima is a nice place for just to chill. I mean, it's mainly a small town, a medium small town with a lot of history. If you know your history, it's good for that, as well as the area around Hiroshima is just nice to begin with. There's Miyajima, which is like a ferry ride from Hiroshima. And there's a lot of stuff to do in Miyajima. I mean, it's basically, I want to say like Miyajima is kind of like a small-ish Kyoto, maybe not quite as culturally intense, I suppose. But there's like multiple shrines over there. There's a pagoda you can like explore. If you like hiking, there's a mountain you can explore over there too. And it's just a nice day trip overall. If you don't like that, there's also Rabbit Island near Hiroshima. That one you have to do a little bit of traveling for. But Rabbit Island is nice if you want to see more or less wild rabbits in Japan, and absolutely get mauled by rabbits, because I was mauled by rabbits. Yet I still like them. I still like them. Oh, I got that off the AI. It's fine. It is fine. Let's see. Other than that, I've been to Fukuoka a couple of times. It's another big city. Definitely not as big as Kyoto. Is it as big as Kyoto? I'm not entirely sure. It's definitely not as big as Tokyo. Tokyo is the biggest city in Japan, period. Well, I say biggest city in Japan, it's more like biggest metropolis, because Tokyo metropolis has other smaller cities in there, so it's not just Tokyo City itself. Fukuoka is big. I want to say it's smaller than Kyoto, but it's not so busy. And in Fukuoka, there's actually still trees, which is more than what Tokyo can say. I think Tokyo is like the one major city that doesn't have a lot of trees in it. Even Nagoya, which is a city close to Tokyo, has at least some trees. But no one goes to Nagoya because what the heck is in Nagoya? Even the Japanese people can't tell you what the heck is in Nagoya, to be honest. And I've never actually visited Nagoya. I've passed through Nagoya Station to go to Ise. Ise is like a remote, I wouldn't say remote, but definitely more so in the countryside of Japan. And the only reason why I went there is because I wanted to see the Great Ise Shrine, which is the main Shinto shrine in Japan. And yeah, if you want a place where there's like basically no foreign tourists, or very, very few foreign tourists, then I would recommend going to the countryside, Ise being one of the easier accessible places, and have a quiet time there. I mean, in general, the countryside of Japan is just probably the best place to go to if you want to get a taste of what Japan could be like. I mean, a lot of people say go to the countryside for the real Japan, and I think I have to clarify what real Japan is, because when you say real Japan, there's a lot of it's a loaded phrase. It's a loaded phrase that I feel like a lot of people get a superiority complex about. myself included, but I do need to clarify it a little bit just so we're kind of on the same page with that. Is Tokyo the real Japan? Yes. Is Kyoto the real Japan? Yes. Is Yakushima the real Japan? All the way out in the middle of nowhere in Kyushu? Yes. What do I actually mean by when I say real Japan, though? When I say real Japan, I mean the place where you can actually feel like traditional Japanese history and customs and all that stuff. Which you would probably think Kyoto first, and normally I would agree if there weren't so many tourists. I think the over-tourism in Kyoto kind of eroded that, and I can see where the locals are complaining that it's not the same Kyoto that they knew from even 10 years ago, because it's so busy. And even I mean, you probably have seen some old anime where they take like school field trips in Kyoto. That probably still happens, but not as much as it used to because of how many tourists there are. So instead, they're kind of forced to go elsewhere. So Kamakura is the other spot where it's kind of like mini Kyoto and a lot easier to get around. I myself have not been to Kamakura, but I do want to go there at some point just because I haven't been there before. But yeah, as far as real Japan is concerned, I consider like any place where, you know, you can kind of absorb the culture of Japan and not be overwhelmed by the amount of busyness that the usual tourist sites have. So any place that's not Tokyo is a good place to go to. But if you are willing to go to other places that's not Tokyo, Kyoto, even Osaka, though I've only been to Osaka for one day, and I still need to visit it a little bit more thoroughly. I think even Osaka would probably be interesting. But yeah, my personal preference though is like anywhere else that's what do you call this? Just a little bit quieter. A little bit quieter. Okay, that round has ended. Congratulations, Delphi, for your win. Congratulations, GG. And looks like LULdog is here, so let me put a link up so that LULdog can join us. There we go. If they have 3 trees, they are winning from Shibuya. Well, Shibuya doesn't have trees from what I remember. I think... Oh, you got Oji-san. Oh, you got Hoshino. And also bonded Hoshino. I do not have bonded... I do not have bonded Aru, as you can see, because I don't have the mats for that. And not enough bond, but more so the mats. How do you get the... There's like one... I think there's like a mat where I have to like get dupes or something? I think I can only use dupes, right? No, I think someone told me I can use the rolls, the pity roll thing to exchange for that. I'll probably do that if I have all the other mats though. I'm not sure about getting the fancy costume. You know, the actual paid costume, because I was converting the cost for that. And it's like $15 to get the alternate costume on Aru, and I'm not even sure if I want that. I mean, I would want it for the emote, and the emote only. The only reason why I wanted Aru to begin with was because of the emote. That was it. Not Aru herself. If Shiroko had good emotes, I would use her. If Hoshino had good emotes, I would go for her. Mutsuki, I feel like her emotes are all trolly, and that's not the energy I typically have. It's more like I'm on the losing end. I feel like I'm more of the comedic relief sometimes. And Aru's emotes definitely embodies that. I mean, look at this girl. She's a fail girl through and through, and I am very much looking forward to seeing her in action in the anime this coming weekend. Because I want to see how they deal with all her internal monologuing and stuff like that. I'm gonna miss Blue Archive for the 2 weeks I'm gone though, because I don't think I'll be able to watch it until I get back, and I'll have I guess on one hand I'll have 2 weeks of Blue Archive to catch up on when I get back. So there is that. But yeah, you can pay the exchange with the store thing to buy the purple gift. Okay. I guess the thing now is, how do I get the rest of the mats? What does Aru like as a gift? I'm assuming it's a champagne glass, because she likes to be fancy and stuff like that. But how many champagne glasses does it take to fill up the 5th heart? I feel like it's a lot. I feel like it's quite a bit. Gems? She likes gems? Okay, that might be a problem, because the gem is part of her bond mat, and that is not good for me. That is not good for me. I have to figure out how to get more of that. Yeah, the blue gem with a purple background. Ooh. Weak. Aura has 2 sides. She's either a badass or she's a failed girl. Sometimes both at the same time, and I absolutely like that for her. If they had Iroha for in here, yeah, if they had Iroha as a selectable character, or at least a character in the gacha, I think my wallet would be empty just trying to roll for her. Because if there's one character I absolutely like in the entire game, it would be her. And it doesn't have anything to do with a certain fan fiction work. That is totally a lie. It absolutely has something to do with that one. Yes, I will admit it. I mean, by herself in the game, I think she's also pretty good too, right? Character-wise, I mean. I'm trying to think of a girl in the game that I don't particularly like, and maybe there's a few. I just haven't run into them yet. I mean, Kasumi. I think the Hot Springs girl. Kasumi, the Hot Springs girl, supposedly is actually not so great in the game itself as far as personality, but she's a bundle of energy. So that's okay too. I mean, I guess that's fine. I did try rolling for her just for the meta, and I did not make it. So I don't have her. I need more sonic damage. And sonic damage seems to be a thing I need for this defense drill, apparently, and I just do not have it. So, oh well, it is what it is. But mats in the game are very hard to come by. Especially if you have a lot of characters. I know a lot of people like rolling for characters, and you need like good teams to do any hard content, and that is a lot of mats to come up with basically 9 teams at least. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? I guess I'll just keep grinding. Mystic fragments are also a pain in the butt to get. I mean, mystic fragments, if I'm trying to get them through the shop, that's one thing. But mystic grinding, or mystic fragment grinding from hard mode is like the most inefficient thing in the world, and I don't think I have enough stamina to do it. I'm actually thankful for this current event where I don't have to grind for like event currency to get stuff, because it's just all stamina, right? And I can focus on advancing the main maps to to get more to upgrade the club room for what do you call it? To upgrade the club room to get more stamina. Basically, that's the only reason why I upgrade the club room. And I think I was around stage 12, I think, when I went on my long hiatus, and I finally got to stage 19 yesterday. Not all 3 stars, but that doesn't really matter. You just have to clear it. So I got up to stage 19. I'm trying to push to stage 22, but the enemies do hit kind of hard after a while. And most of my teams aren't even level 70. And I'm fighting against something that's in the 80s? I get that level doesn't really matter too much. It's more like equipment and synergy, but still, levels kind of help. Levels kind of sort of help. But yeah, activity reports, I do not have enough. I guess skill mats aren't such a huge... They're not such a huge thing. Majide. On a Tanyao? Are you freaking serious? I'm gonna take the British accent. Are you fucking serious? What the heck? There's an Aru moment right here. There's an Aru moment with that Tanyao. Which I saw some Mahjong memes with Aru, and it's like she calls Tanyao, but it's not a Tanyao. It's much better than a Tanyao, and it's like, yeah, she's basically me sometimes in real life when I play Mahjong. Because I cannot remember all these other Yaku to combine to big hands. And it just gets very confusing. It gets very confusing sometimes. And it's like, calculate things under 5 Yaku? Impossible. I do not know that math. I just get 5 Yaku and call it a day. Because 5 Yaku and above is easy to calculate by memory, but not anything under 5. It's like, how does foo work? I do not understand. Why do we need to use exponents when calculating these scores? It doesn't make any sense. They played us for utter fools by using exponents. It should not be this complicated. And apparently, in one of the gacha server I'm in, I think there was a discussion on why Chanta. I think Chanta is like terminal in each meld or something like that. Terminal and honors in each meld. Why is Chanta only 1 Yaku? Because supposedly that's harder to get than some other things. And then your easiest Yakuman is a Daisangen, which is all the dragons. But I mean, I guess if you think about it, even the Daisangen is a little bit hard to get. If you really, really think about it. Because how often are you gonna get all the dragons in your hand? And if you even pawn 2 of them, and they don't see the 3rd one in the discards, people are gonna know you have it. Or someone has it. And you're probably not gonna get it. I'm still surprised I got that Yakuman. Not the Daisangen. Did you guys see the video? The replay video on the Yakuman I got recently? I'm surprised I even got that. It's like, how often do you see a Tenho or a Chiho? Like, almost never. Hey Big Rig, welcome. How's it going? Yeah, we playing the Mahjong here. We're playing the Mahjong. We're going through a game right now. If you would like to join, we're gonna have to finish this one first. But we got the Arus, we got the Arus, we got the Hoshinos, and whoever Zero Sanity is using. Original character, do not steal. Gosh darn it, that ruined my Tanyao. but it's still a decent amount of points. I'll take it. But that ruined my Tanya. How much did I actually lose from that? 300 points from calling that? No, it was more than 300 points because no, it would be 300 points because I'm not dealer. Okay, that's a different story. No, my Mahjong powers have been slowly coming back, and while I am not out of Adept 1 yet, I have I'm at 465 out of 600 in Adept 1. So getting there. Not great, but getting there. Hopefully soon I can get back to Adept 2 and maybe eventually get to Adept 3. Because I think one of my goals this year was to get into Expert. But I don't know how feasible that is. I guess it's feasible if I play more often than once every 2 weeks. But we'll see. We'll see if I have that motivation to even do that. Oh well, that'd just be the Mahjong life. One of these days though, I don't know. What's the minimum rank again to join a tournament? Is it like Master? One of these days I want to try to join a tournament, but holy crap, I feel like that road is very long and very arduous. And I am just a very casual player here. But I would like to just for the experience. That's all I'm there for. Happy to be here. Don't care about winning. I'm just happy to be here. If I win, it would be a bonus. But first we gotta qualify, and qualifying is that's rough. Qualifying is absolutely rough. Has anyone here qualified for a tourney, I guess? I would be interested to know if anyone here has ever qualified. And if you did qualify, did you join? I know those rooms can get very sweaty. And the what do you call us? The Mahjong power levels in those rooms are absolutely crazy. I mean, if you think about it, Mahjong is partly skill, but it's also like ridiculous luck. And that ridiculous luck portion of Mahjong is how do you fight that? You cannot. I think the best way to fight it is just to go back to basics and see what everyone else is discarding. But I've had like such a long streak of bad games that I don't even know if there's a way to fight fate sometimes. Ooh, recovery. Nice. Ooh, 12,000. Very nice. Let's see. I guess I'll go back to the Japan topic if no one else brings up anything, or Blue Archive. I guess we're bouncing between Blue Archive and Japan right now, which is kind of funny because Blue Archive is a Japanese game, not Japanese game, Korean game. However, I don't think I've heard anyone actually play Blue Archive in Korean. And no one seems to remember that's actually a Korean game, which is kind of funny. But it is 100% a Korean game because it's Nexon. And Nexon's like supposedly one of the more evil companies as far as gaming is concerned. But they also brought us things like, what was it? MapleStory? But I guess MapleStory doesn't even matter these days, so it's like, what am I even talking about? Back when Nexon was maybe good. Maybe. And then they brought us Blue Archive somehow. And people forget it's Nexon for the most part. But we're so distracted by everything in Blue Archive, it's kind of like, okay, it's good. It's good. Like I said, the story in Blue Archive isn't like mind-blowing, but at least for the first volume, and the second volume is weird. I don't know what to make of it. It starts off weird. Maybe because I've been with Abydos for so long in volume 1 that it just seems like a weird change of pace compared to that, and I absolutely missed Abydos as soon as I started volume 2. And I kinda have a feeling what is going on already, but if I went through those stories when they first came out, I don't think I would have picked up anything out of the ordinary. It would have just been, it's a gacha thing. And it still kind of is just a gacha thing. But at the same time, it's also, yeah, I feel like at least the end of volume 1 gave me like, the end of volume 1 gave me a, you know, something a little inspirational. So I'm assuming, I'm hoping more of that later. Oh wow, that is huge. 16,000 to everyone. Not to everyone, but you know, 16,000. That's pretty big. You cannot defend against a sumo, but holy crap, it hurts. It hurts. Just especially wait, I was the dealer. Oh no. I just realized I was dealer when that sumo came through. It's like you better pray you're not the dealer when a really hard-hitting sumo comes through, because it will hurt like heck, and I did. What was that? 16,000, so I had to pay half of that? Crazy. What is up with the balance of Japanese mahjong? I do not understand. I get it though, because as a dealer you get 50% more on all hands, but if someone sumos, you also take 50% more. It's kind of like it's basically a double-edged sword, right? Being a dealer. So you better hope if you're a dealer, no one hits you directly, or at least no wait. If you're a dealer and someone hits you with a Ron, it's normal points, right? It's normal points. But if it's a sumo, you pay most of it. I should know this by now, but I keep forgetting how it actually works. But yeah. Yeah, I think as far as Blue Archive is concerned, what do I need to do? I need to try to push more stages and upgrade the club room more, but I don't know if I'll be able to. It's just getting harder and harder to push. How many main stages are there in Blue Archive right now? Because I think I saw up to 25 maybe? But that wouldn't make sense. I think it goes up to 28. Because I think the club room upgrades up to 10, and I am currently... Oh, 24. Wait, so what's the maximum club room level right now? It's not 10? It's lower than that? Because if it's 24, that only brings it up to level 8, I think. 7 or 8. So it's not quite 10. If I get to 24 though, I guess I can go back and try to 3-star the stages I didn't 3-star. No, I would go back and try to 3-star the hard stages. Yeah, that's probably what I need to do. That's probably what I need to do. Wow, that is a... okay, I was about to say that's fast, but no, it's the middle of the... It's the middle of the round. Alright. I guess also during the event there was a... what do you call it? Reverse 1999, which is another game I play. because it's pretty fast, and the updates aren't quite the events there quite like last a while in between updates, so it doesn't take as much of my time. A new event dropped in reverse 1999, so I gotta go through that so I can like take it easy mode for a while also. Forgot the max level I'm still on is 20 myself. Yeah, I think if you're a little bit behind on the stages, now's a good time to do so. And I am in pain. I am glad this is not ranked. Ouch. Ouch! I'm not dead, but I may as well be dead. Congratulations, Delphi, on that win. Holy crap. I keep forgetting I get festival stuff for this. Okay, we had a new person come in. Do you want to join us? Do you want to join us in this game? We might have to rotate someone if someone does do that though. Let me put the link up again. Here's the link. There's a room code if you want to join us. We'll give a few minutes. Otherwise, if no one new joins, then anyone who left can come back. I think we have enough for maybe one game left. One game left. Someone already dropped out for now, so we'll wait a little bit, and if they don't jump in, then they can come back. But let's give it a little bit. Somehow felt like there's 3 times the normal amount of Dora in the last game somehow. I think so. Here's the thing with the. Oh, you mean just Dora in general, or because of the game mode? I think with the game mode, the only thing that really changed is like Riichi is instead of one Yaku, it's 2 Yaku. So you have another Yaku there. And then if you run against someone who is weak, I think it has to be a run, it can't be a sumo, because I think I noticed I was in weak and someone sumoed and they didn't count the weak. It didn't count the Yaku from weak. So there's another 2 Yaku if you run someone who is weak. So that's 3 extra Yaku already. Dora specifically. I don't think I noticed that in particular, but I mean, you know, Doras fluctuate within each round anyway. So if you get more Dora, lucky you. I think one time I had I think I literally had like 8 Dora or something in my hand. And of course, someone else wins, and of course, it's a Tanyao. I think everyone knows how frustrating that feeling is of getting a Tanyao. Like someone winning with a Tanyao, and you're sitting on this basically a Kazuya Yakuman, and it's like, really, you're doing this to me? No. Typical pawn cat behavior. I mean, that's mahjong for you. Because if you're not the dealer, right? You're doing one of 2 things. Either you're trying to make the best hand that you possibly can, or you're trying to make the rounds pass as fast as it can so that you get dealer. Typically, what I like to do is like whatever I can get at the time. I'm not necessarily trying to make the round pass unless someone has been dealer for far too long and their reign needs to end. So it's like whatever hand you can get quickly, that is the hand you need to go for to get them out of dealer, because everyone is dying. And I was that dealer person killing everyone in one game earlier this week, and it's like I got a lot of dirty looks from other players at that time. And I was playing Aru, so I don't know what that says, but yeah. And now we have 3 Aru in the room. I think you can come back in. Dealer is actually not that much of a boost on average statistically, is it not? I still like being dealer just because it makes me feel good. Yeah, I guess in general, try the best hand you can get anyway, and it'll even it out eventually. Imagine a full room of Aru. I don't think the world can handle that much Aru. I'm actually surprised that they went with this particular group. I'm also guessing they went with this group because of the anime. I think the anime, like I said, anime is volume 1 of Blue Archive. And the two main groups you'll run into in the anime is Abydos and Problem Solver. And I mean, you can't have everyone in Problem Solver, you can't have everyone in Abydos, though they could if they really wanted to. But they somehow decided on this group instead, so okay. If we get a season 2 of Blue Archive, which I hope we get all the seasons of Blue Archive, at least until Volume F. If we get a season 2 of Blue Archive, we'll probably see... What will we see in season 2? I guess we'll see the Game Development Club, or at least a couple of people in Game Development Club. And maybe CC? Because I don't think they'll be able to pass up on Asuna? But I feel like you might also get a Himari. I'm not sure. No, wait. Who's the one in the wheelchair? That's Himari, right? I don't see her often, so I do not know. But we might see her. We might see her. So maybe when I mean, there's just so many characters, but there's only really so many plot relevant characters. Alice in Mahjong Soul, I think, would work. I think, I mean, she's basically gamer girl, so this would not be out of the question. Is it Aris? Is it Alice? What is it? I know what her actual name is supposed to be, at least according to the label. But is it Aris or is it Alice? I guess Aris would make much more sense if we're going strictly by how they found her. Is that a spoiler? I don't know. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. It happens pretty early in the storyline, but it's also like, for anyone who doesn't know, she just seems just like anyone else. It is kind of weird though to see her development in the game. I'll spoil it a little bit for anyone who doesn't know about Blue Archive. I don't think it's that big of a spoiler, but we'll do it anyway. Basically, Aris is a AI. And she still has a halo somehow, despite being AI, because every girl in the game has a halo for some reason or another. No one has explained it yet, and we will never know for a very long time. And that's okay. But she basically starts out as a blank slate AI. So how do you train a blank slate AI? By teaching them stuff, right? And they basically go through all the AI things that you would probably expect. And I don't know, it's interesting that they did it that way. And I think I stopped at when she is registering for her weapon, because everyone in Blue Archive has a weapon. Even the nuns have a weapon, which might not be that big of a surprise, but I mean, come on, Mari? Basically your most straight-laced person in the entire series, and she's packing a deagle. Apparently there's multiple variations of a deagle. A desert eagle, by the way. And she has a smaller Desert Eagle variant, but still a Desert Eagle, which I guess is like infamous for packing a huge punch. Like, to be able to hold that thing and fire requires usually two hands. If you try to do one-handed, you're gonna ruin your wrist, supposedly. But supposedly also there's like two calibers of that thing, so the smaller caliber which she might have, probably easier to fire with one hand. But she still has it, which is an interesting choice. She probably just thought, hey, this is a handgun, I don't really like using the big gun, so I picked a handgun. And she just happens to pick the deagle. Could have picked something else, but she picked the deagle. Meanwhile, I'm still amazed that they gave Toki the the G11. They gave her the spacecraft gun. It's the only reason why I know about that, because I played way too much Girls Frontline back in the day. And G11 was like one of my best characters and favorite characters. I have Sports Mari. And she does shoot that one-handed, which is kind of funny if you think about it, but she's... I don't know. I kind of regret getting Sports Mari, not because I don't like her, but because I don't know how to use her in the team. She is basically support. 100% support in a frontline function. And the only reason why I feel like she's support there, the only reason why I feel like they even put her in frontline is so that you can actually see her fire a gun for real. And because, you know, sports outfit. Why not? Imagine getting swimsuit Mari though. I feel like I think everyone's gonna lose their self-control when that happens. Does she have a swimsuit version? I don't think actually, does she have a swimsuit version? I don't remember seeing one. A lot of people have made fan art of her in a swimsuit, but does she have an official one? That'd be interesting. No, she does not. Okay, just making sure. I think everyone would also lose their marbles if she somehow gets a Justina outfit, which I don't think is gonna happen in the near future. And part of me hopes that she never gets one, to be honest. It would be weird. It would be weird, not gonna lie. I feel like though she should have a variant where she actually goes like not necessarily crazy, but actually full out offense in frontline and actually to its fullest extent. That's my hope. I don't know if we'll ever get that, but that's my hope. And if it never happens, that's fine. We have fan works for that, because it's funny to see contrast like that. But I also get it. She's the straight-laced character. Crap. Oh my gosh, you are killing me. You're actually destroying me, Delphi. Why? I am in pain. Is this revenge for earlier? No, wait. If anyone would be getting revenge, it would be Zero Sanity. Zero Sanity should have been getting revenge out of me for all the times I've taken their pointers. Oh my gosh. This is why Aru is great, because I tend to be in the losing end a lot of times, and her emotes just kind of like scream. Yes, I have a plan, and the plan has failed. I'm just glad this isn't ranked. Imagine doing this ranked. Somehow we all get into a room in ranked, and then the stakes are way higher because it's actually going to affect our ranking. That would be so bad. That'd be so evil. If this was ranked, I would literally cry. Because the amount of times I get 3rd or 4th place in friendly matches is a lot. And I have done 3rd and 4th places quite a bit for the past several months in ranked, and that was not a good feeling. So recovering recently and tanking again would not be good for my mental health, or at least my ego, but definitely my mental health. It's like you can be the best Mahjong player in the world and still get blindsided by these random tiles. Because also it's like the table The table will give luck to whoever it deems worthy of that luck. First and foremost. And then it's up to the player to make sure their hand makes it through to actually get something good. So yeah, partly luck, partly skill. And I guess Mahjong is basically that. Just is how do you make the best opportunity? How do you capitalize on the luck you have been given? Sometimes it's not obvious. Sometimes your hand is such a huge mess you don't even know what to do with it. And other times it's like handed to you, but then you make so many bad decisions. It's like the table is cursing you out and saying, "Why the heck did you do this? I gave you like the perfect starting hand, and you ruined everything." And now Delphi is cheating everything I have. They're going for a Tanyao, but what the heck is their Tanyao? I have no idea. It's kind of obvious it's a Tanyao unless they have something else hiding there. That's right, I am exposing your hand. Even though I can't see it, I am exposing your hand. It is plain as day. Let's see. Oh yeah. This just kind of hit me. I know I was recommending places to visit in Japan and mentioned Fukuoka. If you like hiking, or at least like nature of some sort, would highly recommend Yakushima. It is more of an adventure spot, and if you've seen my very few real life, if you've seen my very few real life what do you call this, videos on the channel, then you kind of have an idea what Yakushima hiking would be like. There is that. And I guess even outside of Tokyo, there's a couple. I've mentioned it a lot, but a couple outside of Tokyo, Mount Mitake and Mount Takao. I prefer Mount Mitake because it's more rustic and not as touristy as Mount Takao. So there's those. And if you're going to Hokkaido has plenty of places to explore and hike. However, as we have mentioned before, Hokkaido also has a lot of bears. Ooh, stolen. I'm looking at Hoshino right now, and I don't know how her outfit does not seem like something I feel like it's not an outfit she would normally wear. Is it just me, or it's probably just me? It feels like very out of character for Hoshino, but a lot of people like drawing her like that. Warui ne. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't honestly understand the Hoshino charm. I like her as a character. I don't know about the Hoshino charm itself. Though I will say her swimsuit Memoria lobby thing is pretty nice. That's pretty nice. At least at the angle it's at, it's nice. But if I just look at her like in a normal pose and stuff like that, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. But however, there's a lot of fan works that say otherwise, or maybe they just want a reason to draw it. Let's just say. But I don't know. She's in a weird spot because I prefer the serious Hoshino that I've seen before. I do not understand Oji-san energy. I will admit I do not understand Oji-san energy. I respect the people who enjoy it, but I just don't understand it. And I am absolutely wrecked, in shambles. I am dead. Thank you. I'm die. Thank you forever. I am actually dead today. Congratulations, Delphi. Congratulations, Zero Sanity, for your revenge. But yeah, GG's. I don't think we have another. Yeah, I don't think we have another round for today, so we're gonna end it there. And yeah, I guess we can keep chatting for a little bit. But I want Aru in the background, so we're gonna stay here instead of moving to the chatting room. But yeah, so this is gonna be the last Mahjong for until I get back from the trip. And I'm not gonna promise a Mahjong stream right after I get back. I think I want to do like, let's say the first stream I come back from the trip is a Friday. It wouldn't be a Mahjong stream right off the bat. I would probably want to do like a Zatsu stream to talk about the trip, talk about everything that's happened, and catch you up on guys on that one. And then maybe the week afterwards it would be Mahjong. Get back in that thing. The pond looks so wrong after these 6 draws. The pond was, let's look at the log really quick. Oh, watch is I'm watching other games, right? Let's look at the log. Let's look at the log. What happened back there? What happened back there? East 4. No, this one. What are we looking here in this pond? Because I'm not sure what I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at. Oh, why is everyone's hands closed? There we go. You'll expose my terrible decisions. Okay, I don't know if anyone notices when I play. 99% of the time I'm going for a Tanyao because I can't make a Chanta or whatever hand with what I've got. It usually lends itself into a Tanyao. So most of the time that's gonna happen. One player having so much more tiles in front of them. It's because of the game mode, right? Because when you call Riichi in this game mode, you have up to 6 tries to get an Ipatsu. Or maybe more than 6 tries if you count the other tiles after the 6 that you draw. If you don't get wronged, if you don't get pawned, or if you don't get cheated, right? So there is that. No, I kind of like this mode though. I kind of like this mode, especially because it gives you a lot more scoring opportunities. However, I think there is a even crazier scoring mode in tournament right now. Let me see. There's an even crazier scoring mode. Dorara. I guess if you watched Durarara, it's probably off that. But what is the rules on this one? East only. Game starts with 3 Dora indicators already revealed. Maximum amount of Dora indicators is at 5. So you just start off with more Dora indicators, so you get more Doras in general. First 2 cons called in game will reveal 1 Dora indicator, but any con called beyond 2 will no longer reveal any. But I don't think it ends the round like most games. But no, you just got to start with even more Dora, and it hurts a lot more. I hope we see more of. I was hoping there was gonna be a. What's the new mode called? I already forgot. What's the new mode called? Soul Punch. I was hoping to get Soul Punch in tournament match, but we didn't get that. But I like it actually. I like it. At least as far as the custom modes are concerned. I like Soul Punch. I like Battle of Darkness. Not Battle of Asura. I don't like Battle of Darkness. I don't like Blood Skirmish. Those are weird. I could never make sense of them. I think I kind of also like the Kagi one where you have transparent tiles, but that one is tough. That's a tough one to do. But how do you guys feel about the new mode? Do you like it, or too weird for you? I mean, anything out of the normal is welcome as long as as it works. The Soul Punch is an event, yes. So Soul Punch, if you go to the Mahjong room, is in this one. Special rules, Soul Punch. This is where you can do it. If you do it here, it's just basically practice. It's basically what do you call it? It's basically free room, I guess. Yeah, it's basically free room. So it doesn't affect your rank, which is great because I've lost so many times in that one too. Just trying to get the 25,000 points requirement. And yeah, I think they should have this in regular rotation. Points are inflated. I mean, I think most times in custom modes, points are inflated. But I guess nothing is going to be as inflated as 3-player. 3-player points are crazy to begin with. I do kind of like it though, because it gives you like, it gives you an extra, like it gives you more Yaku for doing Richi, and if you didn't get the Richi, you're in a state where you're like very vulnerable, right? So if you better hope no one runs after, you better hope no one runs off of you, otherwise you are gonna have to pay 2 extra Yaku worth, and that 2 extra Yaku worth can be a difference between, you know, just paying 3 Yaku worth of points, or basically going over a Mangan and possibly much worse. Which is great. I think I like it. But yeah, I think that's pretty fun. I think it's pretty fun. More so though, I do like that we got the Blue Archive characters. I do hope we get more in the future, because we're never getting Saki again, and I wish I rolled during the Saki event, but that just did not happen. So it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, I have 2 tickets. I might as well let's roll. Let's just see what we get. I got this stick. I got this thing. It's a little bit funky. I don't like using it, so I'm not gonna use it. Let's just roll a couple of times. Let's see what happens. What do we get? Probably nothing special. Oh, what's this? What's this song? Charge. Is that a good song? Let's see. Rainbow Richi effect is nice. Let's see if we can get it. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I got a teddy bear, but that's not useful for me. Okay, well, that's all the rolls I have. What does that sound? Richi music. What do I have right now? Serious game. Oh, I still have the default. So I have this. I guess if I want to overwrite the music, sure. Fine, let's overwrite music. It's my first Richi. It's my first different Richi music, so I'll take it. Call tile indicator, I don't have that. I'd like the fireball, so we're keeping that. I think I got the fireball from the Ilya event. I didn't like the bat so much, but I like the fireball. Oh no, this is the one I got from the Ilya event. The magical burst one. That's pretty nice. I wish I had a better Richi stick. I refuse to use Bina though. Why Bina? Why couldn't it be something else? Like, I don't know, give me a gun. Why did it have to be Bina? We have like a pixel sword. Why don't you guys give me give me a gun. I don't care whose gun, just give me any gun. This is like the worst Richi stick ever. I would rather still use the potted plant Richi stick. Zawazawa 2 runs the best BGM in the game. I wish I rolled during that time. I was going to roll during the Akagi event. And then I saw... No, I didn't see... I don't think it was necessarily because of the characters or anything like that. I was still burned. I was still burned for the time when Hibiki was first around, I think, I was trying to just roll any random character, and it took me like 80 rolls or something, maybe 70 rolls, to even get any character. Okay, any character, it took me 70 rolls, and I get her. Not exactly my favorite character. She's Rage Incarnate, according to her emotes over here. Look at that. Rage Incarnate. Yes, 70 just to get one character. That's how long it took to do this. So that wasn't fun, for one. That wasn't fun. And yeah, so I was burned for a while from rolling. And I'm just glad I got Aru in 5 free rolls. So it's like, okay. I'm okay for now until they give me another reason to roll. I'm still not sure if I want to, like... Where is it? Where's the shop? Where's the shop? I'm not sure if I want to get the skin. That's $15 I have to pay for that. Yeah, I turned a lot of items into dust for this. And I didn't realize I can only get 5 of these per month, so I have to wait again. Or, yeah, I don't want to spend it on the purple bag because that's too much RNG to get gems. But I turned a lot of items into dust so I can get this, and now I have to wait how many more days? 11 days to get 5 more rolls. So yes, that's where the dust came from, because I was donating items. And now I'm actively doing this event. And what other things are in this event? Money, random bags, a free roll over here. I don't think I have any choice items here. Nope, I have like 2 more rolls. 2 more rolls, and I'll save that for a future thing. I won't use it here. Summons are highest priority. Okay. In the event that what items do I need here? So I'm not at Bond 5 yet, but I'll get there eventually. Can I get this? It is not for sale. I'm looking at the shop here every day looking for the items I need. In the event I get all of these items, should I just use my pity points on this? Because I hardly roll. Should I just use pity points too to get the wishing stone? My pity right now, you cannot see it because of the screen. But let me see if I can get you a clear thing. 94. I'm at 94. So technically, if I keep rolling until 150, I can get another character. But as far as the current batch is concerned, I don't have any desire to get anyone else from the Blue Archive group. So I'm not gonna do that. But I could probably save that for a future banner, so I will do that. I don't know why anyone would spend their pity points on cosmetics. I mean, characters are cosmetics, but these cosmetics in particular, I don't know why anyone would do that, but this one, I could spend points on, like, pity points on the wishing stone. Anyone from the regular characters I like. Let me see. I do want to get 1 male character just as a stand-in for myself, but I also like the girls too much, so maybe I won't do that. If I had to pick a guy, I think I would have to pick maybe Ren. Either Ren or... Oh, there was another one. Usumi. Either Ren or Usumi. Glasses. I need my glasses, guys. So one of those two if I have to pick a guy. As far as the girls are concerned, Hana. Yes, we're going for furry. Hana is Hana kind of hits some of my neurons a little bit, so I would like to get her if possible. Who else would I like to get? Maybe Reina's nice. Hana, Reina, or I think that's really it. Really only those two. No one else really. I don't think I'm particularly interested in anyone else. I am not a furry, but okay, but there's just something about her in particular. Not a furry, by the way. Not a furry. So if you've seen me play Power World on this stream before, I do like Catress, but I don't like some of the other furries in Power World. Catress though is nice. Catress is nice. Hana is nice. And I don't know, wheelchair girls in general, it's not necessarily the wheelchair, but there's just some combination of that seems interesting to me, and she's like cute enough. So there's that. I mean, Himari is also, I guess, okay, but I don't like Himari as much as I like Reina. Does that kind of make sense? That kind of makes sense? I don't know if it does. I mean, Himari is probably nice and all that, but the wheelchair elf is not really my thing. I'm not really an elf character lover to begin with. I mean, I like Frieren. I respect Frieren, but I don't really like her per se. Marciel is funny, but I don't really like her per se. No, I'm not really much of an elf person, but I hear Unicorn Overlord has a lot of nice elves. And I've seen the nice elves in Unicorn Overlord, and yeah. Yeah. It's leotards. Leotards are nice in general with certain figures. It's good. It's good. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing if you played, and thank you for listening just in general. Like I said, I'll be gone for a couple of weeks at the end of the month, and it'll probably be a little while before we are able to get back into Mahjong. But if I am able to get a Zatsu out before the Friday I get back, then we will probably have Mahjong. I'm not promising, but if I'm able to, then the chances are better. Just saying, the chances are better. Other than that, yeah, next week is gonna be a little bit weird for me. I'm still gonna be doing the Wagotabi stream on Sunday because Wagotabi is pretty good if you want to learn Japanese, and the best way to learn Japanese in a game/app format is Wagotabi. Right now, I am saying it. I made a review about it if you haven't seen that yet and want to get a better idea about that. You can sign up for the beta, which is going to be on a phone format. I think they're going to be releasing on mobile first, and then Steam, but mobile first on that one. So check that out if you're curious about learning Japanese. It's not complete yet. It's in beta test, but for what it has, it gets you some pretty important basics fairly well. Other than that, we'll be doing again Bakery Girl on Monday, possibly Wednesday. We'll see. It's a high possibility we'll do it Wednesday, but I'm also gonna see how busy I am. And if I'm particularly busy, either we don't do a stream on Wednesday, or we will probably do something smaller because I still want a game, but I also have to see what else I'm doing. And then next Friday is probably gonna be a Zatsu, one last Zatsu before actually going on the trip. Now, last time I went on a trip, I actually did a stream the night before I left, and I don't know, and I don't think I'll do that this time, but I might. But there's a high possibility I probably won't do that because, one, I work that day, and I usually do laundry on Saturday, so I'm gonna be taking care of a lot of laundry before I leave, so I don't have laundry piled up for 2 weeks at home when I'm not here. Imagine having laundry in the basket for 2 weeks. I can't. It's not in me. It's not in me. But I'm gonna be doing a lot of housework, and I'll probably be tired after all of that. And I have a flight early morning at 7 a.m. the day after. But if I feel like I need to stream to stay up, I'll probably will, but do not count on it. So it'll be guerrilla at best. Okay, I think that takes care of that. Also, I don't think I have anything else. I was gonna say something about the travel bunnies. I'm sorry, you guys are bunnies now. You see the bunny on top of my head? Sorry, that's what you are. But that's I don't think I necessarily push that onto you guys. It's just more like an identity if you guys would like to take on that identity. And yeah, just kind of made that decision. Because I couldn't think of anything else, but it's the next best thing. All right, that's gonna do it again. I have to go. Thank you again for coming, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye, everyone. Get some rest. Good night. See you later.